Hey, for the Wall Street Journal, I'm Jim Fusilli, and I'm here with Jerry Douglas, friend to many, the master of the Dobro, 11-time Academy of Country Music, Musician of the Year. Jerry's got a new album, it's called Traveler. Hey Jerry, good to see you.
Nice to see you, Jim.
What was it about Dobro that made you find it so appealing?
I heard Josh Graves, with Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs play the Dobro, and that's what really sent me flying. And it was a sound that I loved. To hear Earl and then to hear Josh Graves play with him and that kind of music, that I was just completely bowled over by it and loved the sound of it, and I just wanted to make that sound.
I guess it's safe to say that you built your reputation within the country community.
Oh, definitely.
At first.
Definitely. Yeah.
But you haven't let any definition of you by outsiders limit the kind of music that you play. How early on in your musical education did you have that sort of wanderlust to try different types of music?
Well, I guess when I became what you would call a professional musician, traveling musician, when I was about 17 years old, 16, 17 years old, I discovered Django Reinhardt and Stephen Grappelli. That was the first thing that went in there, and I went, oh my God, there's something really different going on here. But it's accessible to me.
Now, in Traveler, you have a lot of famous guests, and I do want to talk about your famous guests.
Famous guests.
But you have such a fantastic rhythm section in this band.
Yeah.
It's you and Omar Hakim and Victor Krause, and we know those guys can play anything.
Yeah.
What's it like to lay down basic tracks with guys like that?
It's so easy. And if it's not what my original thought was, all I have to do is mention it, and say, what if we did more like this? And, or I could bring up, like, I wanted to sound more like, Sonny Rollins on a certain thing, or more Weather Report, more, whatever. We'll go that direction. It'll just roll that way until we hit the right spot.
Right.
Also on the record, I worked with some great New Orleans musicians. Shannon Powell, a great drummer, who first showed up. Probably more people heard him around here with Harry Connick and Harry's big band, and Matt Perrine and John Cleary and Dr. John played piano on a lot of the record.
Right.
So we started out laying tracks in New Orleans, in which you have to go to New Orleans to get that. You can't get that in New York or in Nashville.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a bunch of Nashville guys trying to play like New Orleans guys.
Yeah. Now, of course, you have a track with your old friends Allison Krauss and Union Station.
Yeah. Well, that's my meat and potatoes.
It's a lovely track.
It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. It was cut. We cut it for the new record that's out now for Paper Airplanes, and it didn't fit into the 11-song record, and but it was my favorite track on the record.
Really?
And I just said,
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
If you guys don't mind, I'd love to have that on the record, because I play the solos in it. It's sort of her voice and me, and and the guitars and the bass, and it fit my record. It takes my record slowly out.
He is Jerry Douglas. The album is Traveler. And in fact, we are the ones who are the travelers, because Jerry and the band take us on a fantastic journey. Jerry, good to see you.
Thanks, Jim. Pleasure to be here.
For the Wall Street Journal, I'm Jim Fusilli.